So I spent 1 year living in Venice Beach, California, dude. This was incredible. It was awful. It was amazing. It was depressing. It was exciting. It was fun. It was blissful. My sister's playing video games outside, so if you hear random rage, that's what it is. So let's just break some of that down real quick. So when I was in LA, I did a bunch of things. I met a bunch of people. I spent a lot of time at the skate park, and here's what I learned. Number one, LA is not what you think it is. If you're not from there, you'll never really know what it is until you're there. And what it is awful, but opportunist. It's gnarly and gross, but it's also high class and snobby. There's like these huge, like vastly different things and like places. It's so different, and I want you to know that there is I can go in a lot of places, but LA is one of them. It's definitely a trap, and you can get stuck there because of the economic system that's there. Minimum wage is like 16, 17, whatever dollars an hour, and it costs $1,200 a month to rent a room. So you spend, what is that, like probably 80%, maybe 70% of your paycheck on just your room to live in. And then you get to spend the rest of your money and weekends out doing what you want. It's not worth it. So if you go to LA, you need to have a set plan, what you're doing, why you're there, and attack it. And attack it, attack it, attack it. Okay? That's what kind of place that is. Lesson number 2. When you stand up for yourself, you're going to lose some friends, you're going to lose some people, you might lose your job. That's what happens, dude. I stood up for myself and I lost a few jobs. I gave up some jobs that I just couldn't do because people were just disrespecting me and not giving me what I deserved. And you got to be aware of things like that. Always stick up for yourself, hold true to you. And otherwise you'll lose yourself. There are times to be humble, I suppose, but man, in a place like LA, it's really easy to lose yourself. So, depending what kind of self we're talking about, right? And when I say yourself right now, I'm meaning your soul. A place like that, you can lose your soul. Number 3, SoCal is horrible for learning how to surf. If you want to, surf, don't go to SoCal. Maybe you can go further down south, somewhere between San Diego and LA. There's these little pockets of places with decent surf. But as far as LA goes, the surf sucks. I didn't realize it'd be so bad. Venice Beach is the main spot, and it's quite terrible. To be honest, most days it's quite terrible. It is surfable, and it did teach me things, but it's just not what they crack it up to be. If you want better waves, go up to NorCal or somewhere where there is actually better waves. Number 4, you can become something that you never thought or were trying to become. I went out there to pursue my sneaker thing, and because I just needed to be in Venice, and Andy Anderson, the skater, was making it look so cool. And it was cool enough because I ended up actually meeting him and became something of friends, I suppose. And yeah, and we hung out a few times, and that was really cool. He signed some skateboards and stuff. But as far as my sneakers thing, that was a complete failure. Nothing ended up happening with that. I did almost get close to the shoe surgeon, but that kind of fizzled out, and I don't know, it just didn't feel quite right. Who knows? But what did happen was I was painting shoes, and I saw an art gallery in Venice, and they had some shoes that were painted inside the window, and they looked, and I was like, well, I have some shoes that I painted, and they look way cooler. And you guys have seen them before. It's the ones that have the Cheshire Cat and stuff on them, and the Naruto, Pokemon, all that kind of stuff. Those shoes were what I showed him. He's like, those are cool, and then we ended up having an argument because he didn't think that they would sell for more than $300, and I was like, these are handmade shoes, and he had no clue about the market or anything like that. He started arguing with me, and I had to like make peace out of the situation, and by the end of it, he was offering me a job. I had a place to put my shoes, an art gallery, and a few months later, I would sell my first piece of art, making me a professional artist. Yeah, some Air Force Ones that I painted, ended up putting inside of there, were spinning in the window. They sold for $1,000, and that was amazing. And then a few weeks later, another one of them sold for $1,000. I started getting in a little bit more into painting while I was out there. I did paint this really awesome thing, this beautiful lady. She's very pretty. This is a gift I gave to my sister and her boyfriend for their house. I just have it in here because they haven't put it up yet, and I don't know if they will, to be honest. Number 5. People are who they show you to be. Don't think them as something else that they have not shown you. If they say one thing but show you something else, believe what they show you, don't believe what they tell you, because that is the unfortunate truth in your relationships and friendships and all these things. Be aware of what people show you and what people do. People may say that they're one thing and are not that. So, yeah, be aware of that. Number 6. When you have a goal, or if you have an idea of what you think you want and the universe doesn't want it for you, you ain't gonna get it. I went out there trying to get a freaking normal job, dude, in LA, and I couldn't get a freaking job like working at a freaking cafe or a restaurant even. It was a trip. Like, I'd never been able to not get a job. Like, that was weird. And I know the market's really saturated and like not so good to enter in at this point, but I mean, I'm way overqualified to work those lame jobs. And I couldn't get any of them. So, yeah, that was quite the experience, man. Lesson number 7 is spend time with people. Don't spend too much time by yourself. It is very important to spend time by yourself, but you do not want to overdo it because you will be lonely. It can lead to depression. We are social beings. We're social creatures. We need to interact with people, and when you stop talking to people, then you can, shyness can come out, and uncomfortableness, especially when you're in a place and around people that you don't know and that's new to you. So that's just something to be aware of. Be outgoing, very outgoing when you move to a new place. I think that's the only option. You need to make friends as fast as possible. Do what you like, meet people through what you do, and just try and hang out with them and make some cool friends while you're there. Oh, number 8, I think, or 9, whatever number it is. The people who have the least will give the most. Now, this is a situation I see in my family, I see in my friends, I see in people that I meet, and other walks of life. It's the people who have the least who give the most. They give the most of themselves, they give you what they can. And I guess I myself am an image of this. And yeah, the people who have materialistically the less are very giving, can be very giving, and are more often going to be the ones to give you a lot of things. And yeah, the people that are rich and have tons of money, they often are selfish. And there's people close to me that I think of, but I forgive them and I let them be where they are in life. Let's see. Number 9, I think you maintain your freaking health. I, for a point, was not exercising and I wasn't surfing, and by not doing those things, which are huge to me, as you can see, there's a surfboard back here that I made when I was in Venice. It's beautiful. When I was out, by not doing these things that I love to do and like not doing them really because of like money and being distracted by other things, I ended up messing up my body super bad, and I had a really bad imbalance. My hips were yanked, and it took me like several months of consistent every single day work to movement and exercises and mobility training to fix my back and my hips, and now they're more mobile and stronger than ever. So, through that pain and misery, I learned a lot. Number 10, your final one. Number 10 is that you need to spend time with yourself, like feeling good. And I don't mean just masturbating, although that is one way to feel good. But just start to teach yourself to feel good. How to feel good. Like sensations inside of your body, like smiling, like know what it's like to feel good and feel that way, because otherwise you can get stuck in depression, and you don't want to be that way. So if you focus on feeling good and good feelings and really care about how you feel in the inside, you can progress your life and just feel better and do better in your life. And it's as simple as that. Feel good and do good and be good and have a better life. But that's it, you guys. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.